Washington Park is home for me. I'm a native Washington Park resident. My brothers played basketball here, and they used to come here after school. I learned how to play checkers, and I was a mean checkers player at the library. And my brother actually had asthma. He was born in 1990, and that's when my parents moved to Washington Park. And I still remember my brother having severe asthma to the point that there would be times during this time he would spend almost a month in the hospital. Before the age, and this would occur before the age of 5. Every year my brother would spend a significant amount of time in the hospital. And when you think about the families that live in this community are mostly immigrant families like mine. My parents were CNAs. And my father's 71 years old, he still works. And to think that on a CNA income that they had to buy supplemental equipment just to help mitigate the asthma problem. My brother had to use the machine, the ventilation machine at nights, and they didn't have any additional funds for that. And so it's important for the community to come together, and not just one community, but we need help from everyone. We saw some of the work that was done with the whole LNG, No LNG initiative, which I joined this community on, and people came out and advocated, and we need to continue that work. Not only there's a high concentration of poverty here, but there's a lack of support for this community, particularly these communities of color, and people are constantly displaced, and that has to stop. It was Councilwoman who said, was it Councilwoman or our state rep who said this is not a dump? And it's not. It was Councilwoman Castillo. It's not. This is a vibrant community with people with their own businesses. Children walk up and down the streets. People patron our stores, go to some of these wonderful restaurants. So we need to invest in this community. We need to take care of this community. We need to take care of our children, because we're thinking about our kids, preventing asthma within our kids, but also think about the adults that are still dealing with asthma. People who haven't smoked in their lives, people who haven't been exposed to certain things at work, but yet they're experiencing these conditions. It's completely inequitable. And it's not only asthma that's an issue. We also have to remember lead has also been an issue that has impacted this community. I'm a lead poison survivor. And so it's important for us to come together, to advocate, to make sure that we show up at these hearings, we speak up. If you have neighbors in your community who don't know about what's happening, it's important for all of us as neighbors to inform people, to go into the churches, to speak to our neighbors, to go into our schools, have kids send things home with our children. But it's important for all of us to come out and advocate and support, because again, this neighborhood is not a dump. This is a neighborhood of people who have invested in this community, who have invested in this city, and we need to make sure we can take care of everyone. Thank you.